Maybe you do.
Okay, ladies and gents,
Okay,
I've got my cup of
it's
tea,
possible to.
and I've decided it's time to watch back the stages from Kanazai. We've only got two that are actually like good without loads of mechanicals, so let's jump on board. This is Titans, and it's got its name for a reason. And if you thought grassy turns were dead, oh, they are not. Right, so I had a bunch of lines in mind for this top section,
Right,
but like,
let's do this.
it's easy to forget them, or just get a bit like overwhelmed in that very first bit of track, or at least it is for me. But it seemed to work out all right, but it was hard today. If you've watched the vlog, you'll have seen like I actually felt quite nervous on this day, which I don't generally get nervous before races too much anymore, but with this one, I knew I was riding fairly well, and I was more nervous about the bike just braking. But anyway, this bit's sketchy. Like, you're jumping uphill, you're coming into this so fast, and it's so strange, like you're going uphill at speed like that. Like the bike doesn't react the same as when you're going down.
Sweet.
So that was the fastest I've hit that. But this top section was super fun. Like this open stuff was so nice. Or nice, mate. Might not be the right word. But it's very different. So here you get a little taste of what's to come. And it's not like the grassy turns where they just sort of bed in, and then you've got like a little muddy, dirty rut to get into. There was like stones all underneath it, and you can sort of see it on the camera. So you couldn't like hook into it too much. It just kind of got rid of the grass and became really drifty. But at this point I was quite happy with how I was going, so I was trying to sort of push it on a bit more, and there we go. Bosh! Still holding the bars, thought I could try and ride it out. Classic, any crash for me there's always a little bit extra, so we got the hole there in the wheel, and it was a bit uphill, so it's hard to start. But you can see, like, it's just that thing of trying to push, trying to gain a little bit too much there, and it just stepped out. And I've got to be honest, my flat grass corner technique probably isn't right, but it's just not something you come across very often, so it's something that definitely needs work. But it didn't improve that. But that look, that view out on the left, man, like you don't notice it in the race weekend, but whenever you're watching stuff back, you really see it. So now the characteristics of the track really changes. This top section is nice. Oh, you know what? I just remembered what I do a bit later down. And like I said, this is the first time I've watched this whole run since the race. So yeah. but yeah, this bit's quite nice. It's still like quite a bit of hard work here. It's a bit up and down, but it's quite steady. You know there's tougher things to come, so you can just kind of let this bit flow. I really wanted to go like super high across that, but yeah, maybe not.
Highs up.
So here you had some like classic Alp stuff, just a bit of traverse, then a switchback, and some more traversing. Looks like that inside had been really heavily ridden there. And I really wanted to be pushing these sort of higher lines more, but I don't know, just this thing with the drivetrain, it just really got into my head, so I just wasn't like 100% focused. This bit was super good though. It's just some such nice sections of track in Italy. Like, it's really somewhere that I want to go back and ride bikes in again. You can see the dirt like picking up, and like from even from the rear end, and I could feel it like coming through and flicking me on the back on the way around. So there was a little look back there just to see. I could hear another rider catching me. Trying to keep an eye on what was going on, because it's hard, like this being caught thing in races. Like you wanna have as good a race as you can have, but you don't want to like fuck anyone else up really. So it's trying to find like neutral spots. Fortunately, by the end of this trip, I've got some good training for that. That corner wasn't very nice coming in off that bridge. Really didn't enjoy that. And then here I was like thinking about the guy that's behind me, so I was trying to pedal, and I could hear Sam shouting to go, and I'm like, yeah, woo, like let's ride this, and then just like going like, let's go off track, like fucking hell, Barton, you can get your head in the game. There's some really nice sections here, and just bits like that I feel like I lose focus, or I'm not sure, and just push a bit out of track, like losing too much time. I think there's a section where Sam actually crashed. There was a nice high line there on the right, but I actually felt the inside worked fairly well. But this section coming up, right, so there was a lot going on here in practice. So many people crash on this high line here. And then this, I should have gone low and gone up round, which I knew I could ride, but for some reason this is one of the things in the race where I make these snap decisions where I'm like, oh, but it'd be quicker to go over that route. So I decided to do that. It completely fucks me up, and then I just mess up this whole section. So you're like, well, next time, drop the 1 second it is, like absolute maximum, to like take that line that you know you can ride more comfortable. And then you'd be like, I'd have come like over at the end of the whole section much faster. This bit was super cool though. This bridge, oh my god, come over that, and then it's like this steep thing there. That just doesn't show how awkward that was on camera. It really does not. And then here, this is one of the bits where I've been thinking about this tiny little bit for quite a while. There's like 2 trees and off camber and covered in roots, and you've just got to like poke the bike between them. Here it is. Sketchy, man. Look at that. Oh! So I just like picked up the front end a little bit to get over it, and then got off the brakes. That was sketchy. But this was a nice bit of track. Like I felt like I found some flow after that horrible bit. And kind of, yeah, got into it, and it's just nice. I mean, look at it, like you've got such nice dirt there, and I love the definition between like the track and the undergrowth. You know, you've got this brown green, very distinct change. The inside kind of work, but no, there it is. That's where Sam went down when Johan was behind him, and he's like trying to move out of the way. And it often happens, like when you're getting caught by a faster rider, you start focusing on that and make a mistake. Now, it's been the other way around where you're the faster rider, and you, as you go past someone, you crash, and it's not fun. But I know Johan quite well from racing, and I knew he was coming up here, and again, I don't want to slow him down, so get out, and I talked to him. We found a nice spot where neither of us lost pace, and there you go, like that's how passage should be done. Unfortunately for Johan, we'll catch him up later on this track. He has a big crash, and that finishes his day. But it was nice to have someone super fast to follow for a little section here. But we're back into these grassy turns, and it's the same thing, like it's that loose rock stuff, man, and it's sketchy, eh? You want to let it go, but it just starts bouncing on it. And then you come into this one, and it's like uphill, and oh, I just got that one so wrong. And like I could see, like after Johan had passed, I kept a pretty stable distance, and then you make that mistake in that corner and drop so much higher. But this section was sick. I actually dropped my chain like here-ish. Here. And got these like inside, which is quite nice. And then I think I went to pedal like at the bottom of this. I went to put a crank in there, and there was nothing like it, so I was just sort of rolling down. There's Johan. Rider, get away. This corner, Bosch actually got that so nice without the chain, which you had to pull you through to the end of it. So I'm quite happy with that. Like, it's not the best run I've ever done in my life. That middle section was that same thing, just choosing a race run line, which I just should not do. But you get the first one out of the way, you know, and yeah, EWS has been an experience. So let's have a look at the second stage. Righto. So again, at this point, first stage wasn't great, but it wasn't terrible, and I knew everyone would have mistakes on it, and I'm coming in here and I'm feeling quite good. But I know these top section of the tracks is something I'm really trying to work on at the moment. It's just the commitment to these corners. I know it's the weakest part of the game, especially this bike park stuff. I need to get myself into the bike park and spend a weekend riding flow tracks. But this is so nice. Look at the background. Look at those mountains there. This mountain range. Oh my god, unbelievable. Bit of wood. Got to get it. Jump taped out so you're on the cranks. It was quite warm again, and it had been a long climb up here, so it was really quite tough. You're carrying some good pace. But these open sections are just, it's weird, like you kind of enjoy them because you can just switch off. Well, not switch off, but you don't have to stress too much. It's basic stuff, you know. This track has a very defined top section and bottom section, and you'll see in a bit. This corner really was easy to catch you out because it was so sharp, and so many times you come through it and that tape was broken, and it just really puts you off. But these corners are nice, they're quite deep. I felt like that's a prime example, you know, just stalling a bit in that exit, it really slows you down. So this is something that, like I say, I've really got to sort of put the hours in and work this one out, get it a bit better. Some sections go better than others though, eh? So yeah, this whole top bit, quite high paced, quite good fun, apart from when you're stalling in corners. For anyone that hasn't ridden in this area, and this was my first time, it's got to go onto your list. Fassa, Kanazai, wowza. Okay, so we come into this lower bit. I did not remember this section of the track whatsoever when we came into ride it. Just nothing. Like riding it blind. It was crazy.
Come on.
Again though, there's not too much to it. It's just kind of like fast-paced-ish. There's one of those bits where you could have actually gained a little bit if you'd have remembered the track, or maybe not even gained, maybe just not lost some. So a bit of uphill because, you know, we've got to have them legs. But this section that we're dropping into now, like the last bit of the upper half, the top half, oh my god, so good. You got to do your work to get it. You got to have a bit of a sprint because, you know, the legs have got to work. Really just off the brakes so much in this top bit, and you have to be as well because the bottom section of this track is really rough for a long time. But here when you get into these bits, wow, you go so fast. Oh no, it's not there yet. Yeah, and it's like this super hard packed stuff with like these roots everywhere, so you can just like pop off these roots all the time, just trying to keep the tires like not like getting air, but just like skimming, you know, so you get really light on the bike, you know, a little hop and it's just like straight across it. Here, this bit, you just like no braking whatsoever, just pop, pop, pop. So much fun. Like just pop, 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 pop everywhere, just little ones, all the way through, and then you come out into this, and then there's a few people, so you hop out left onto the high line. That's super cool. I grabbed a massive chunk of brake there, I'm not sure why. And then the obligatory chain check. Sit down for like half a second, rest the arms a little bit, because you know it's about to get wild. Oh, and we're about to see the second race run wrong line choice. This bit was good though, inside that rock. I didn't get that in the practice run, but I managed to get it in the race. Caught that one on the GoPro, but yeah, I need to make sure I hook into that. And I'd take a random little, I don't know, like a little drop thing off a corner, because I just didn't get it as nice as I did in practice. Actually worked out quite okay there. Ooh. Yeah, so here the plan was to go all the way around the outside, and then you carry speed and go up, and then I don't know why I just turned like super sharp, I get the line wrong, and I just need to like really fucking sort this out, because I knew exactly what I had to do. It was exactly what I'd done in practice, but for some reason in my head I'm like, well, you should be able to do this line, because there's obviously going to be people doing it because it's there, and I just don't. I'm not sure what's up. That's bad. And then here, rather than taking the full outside, take this like middle line that actually turns into a lot of work. So it doesn't make sense. Some inferiority complex, I'm sure. Yeah, but this bit was sick. Like just awkward, rough stuff. Lots of up and down. But you're having a good time on the bike. It's proper like Alps bike tracks this. And I feel like it's one of those tracks, this lower section where you don't need to know it super well. Maybe some bits you need to remember though. Okay? But you just have to be confident in not braking and trusting the bike. This corner was a bit awkward, but watching it back, like I can see, like it sounds so basic and so simple, but like on tracks that you can't remember very well, just try and open out more of the corners, you know. But all the tracks here were physical, all were really hard work. Again, you get to here and I'm like, I don't really remember what's going on. So then a little bit of break from the technical stuff, but a little bit of pedaling. But you gotta think and you gotta breathe, because now you get into the rough stuff. Here it comes, like when you're turning off this road. Whoosh. Here we go. And it just turns into this little gully that is just rock laid all the way, top to bottom, like throughout the whole thing. And at this point, like, it's not been a super rough track, but it's been a long track where you've had to brake a lot, and you're just really feeling it on the arms. This bit was fun, like a couple of little like fresh bits. Again, not remembering it super well, but here we go. Oh, into the last corner. I felt like I had really good speed into here. And here Philip and Alice on the side, and then just grabbed a big chunk of brake in the middle. Couldn't really decide on the best line, so I just kind of took this middle-ish one. Could hear my chain giving me loads of grief at this point, and there we go. They're the only two stages I'm really going to show from this race. The other ones aren't worth it. On the next stage, my chain dies like on the second corner, and the last stage I do chains. So yeah, but Kanazai was great. I will definitely be going back. Thanks for watching along with this. If you enjoy it, then you know what to do. And yeah, we'll be back for more EWS racing in September. Got a bit more of a structure to come for them. And make sure you tune in next Wednesday for EWS Wednesdays. Peace out, guys. Bye.